is Paris. We arrived here just about 30 minutes ago, and our room's not ready yet. So I said I'd come out here in the street and take a few pictures, film a little bit. And Lola and Ray and Ned have gone off and left me. So I think I'll quit and I'll get back to the picture taking later.
Anyway.
And the back of something on the back.
More traffic.
When in front,
I got Ray's bald. Okay, this is one of those squares, sort of like in Mexico, remember? When you go round and round. They say it's the French Statue of Liberty there. This is not even the busy traffic time right now.
What?
But we're not into the real busy district. There they go. Okay, this is the Opera House. Ray and Audrey are opera buffs, so we have to come out here while our rooms are getting ready. We took the metro, which is down in here. And there's Lola, Ray, and we're just standing here on the square that you might like to see. This is the inside of the Opera House. They're renovating it, so I don't think we're going to be able to get to the main theater. Hands. That's the ceiling. It's a beautiful ceiling. the opera. Inside. We'll go to see him. This is the area going into Notre Dame Cathedral, and this is just a just the area around the cathedral. It's downtown. They're doing some repair work. Notre Dame. The statue of Saint Michael.
Se foi só. Não.
There's Audrey with the mic.
What you gonna do if I get up there? Wait a minute, Rob. Wait a minute.
You go. The outside entrance of Notre Dame.
toi qui es vraiment saint, toi qui es la source de toute sainteté, Seigneur, je te prie, sanctifie ces offrandes en répandant sur elles ton esprit, qu'elles deviennent pour nous le corps et le sang de Jésus, le Christ, notre Seigneur. Au moment d'être livré et d'entrer librement dans sa passion, il prit le pain, il rendit grâce, il le rompit et le donna à ses disciples en disant: prenez et mangez-en tous. Ceci est mon corps livré pour vous. De même, à la fin du repas, il prit la coupe, de nouveau il rendit grâce et la donna à ses disciples en disant: prenez et buvez-en tous, car ceci est la coupe de mon sang, le sang de l'alliance nouvelle et éternelle, qui sera versé pour vous et pour la vie, en rémission des péchés, et cela en mémoire de moi.
This was okay.
Huh?
one's okay.
Really? The other one?
This one's okay.
Well, see, it's a fancy set. Bring it up.
No, I can't. What do you want? Are you, why don't you jump in and I'll take a second. Swim to the other side. We'll get there.
like the side, I think it's the bed. Get her on the other side.
Well, this is the Louvre, and this is the courtyard. Right before we go inside.
What do you want? Huh?
Okay, all of this is the Louvre from here on that for a while. Kind of the entrance.
Yeah. What do you want? Yeah.
Là, c'est côté sculpture. Bah, tu le vois bien. Est-ce que tu veux une peinture?
These are all saints in this area.
Audrey, stop and turn. Get in the center and turn around.
My strapping away. This is up at the ceiling. Mona Lisa.
On descendra peut-être en dessous, puis on ira en dessous.
Et c'est quoi?
Au bout des chemins, là. Non, c'est pas.
Well, I think after 3 hours of this, they've had enough here and they want to stop and rest a while. So, I guess I think I'm going to join them. In the meantime, I'll show you a little bit about this room. No, this is Eiffel Tower, and it's at night, and it's beautiful. The weather is great, and I'm taking it from up here at the top, and then we're going to go down and climb up. This is going down to the bottom of the Eiffel Tower. We're just walking down and saw these fountains. Thought I'd take a picture of that. We're at the bottom. Oh, I gotta cross the street. It's Lola and Ray. Ooh, look at the street going up the Arc. where the Americans came through in World War II and walked right through that arc. And all the French girls were coming up and getting on the tanks, kissing the GIs and all that good stuff. But Charles de Gaulle came here first. President Eisenhower let him get here.
No, it's not drugstore. That's part of it. But it's everything else. There's no shop. There's no... Go ahead.
If not,
There's Audrey. This is a shopping area. All those streets and stores. Of course, it's Christmas time.
That takes in this kind of light.
I think the streets in Fort Worth are decorated.
Oh, yeah?
Look at this thing. Yeah.
There's all these change places here.
Back to the Arc de Triomphe, standing right at the middle of the street.
Uno, dos, y... Itu mah sambil yang melakukan.
Tosiaan tuohan on heinävi, se on vielä se jotain ei. No hän tosiaan. Happei kun mä ojan pohjille heinämään. Muy bien. Tano endo peutu. Lola. Vení ya pues.
A dark tunnel to get across, so I've got to film this to make it worthwhile. All the people that were killed. Not all of them, but whoever. I don't know all the history about this thing. opened at the Ardennes. This is the internal flame of an unknown soldier.
French unknown soldier. And these gunboats with these people. Come up here and take some roses. Right here, take these roses right here.
I'll take them all. Beautiful roses.
Okay, beautiful roses.
Whatever that means. Okay guys, you're in the movies. Okay, this is the other side. Of the Arc. Moving too much. Here's this lovely stars again over here. Ooh, almost fell.
Ray, you gonna go in the street?
I get most of it, but not. There's the Eiffel Tower, way back here in the distance. And we're standing on the Arc of Triomphe.
Look at this from here. Isn't it pretty?
Well,
I mean, you can't help it.
Well, we're here in Bastogne. We just arrived to the museum, the monument. We met some soldiers here from the American soldiers for a change, and we're going into the museum. I couldn't take any pictures of the countryside because it was so foggy when we got here, but it brought back memories of the fog. It was foggy when we were inside the circle. I'm gonna go in now inside. This is a monument up in Bastogne.
y'all trying to find badges a minute ago?
Pardon?
Were y'all out?
What?
Someone talked to y'all about badges?
No.
He was
Oh.
talking about
Where do we get?
We will be issuing badges here starting the 15th. And we'll have a center here
Tomorrow?
and one in McAuliffe Square.
Well, that's what he was
That's
talking about.
Thursday.
That other
Oh, yeah, he was
That's
telling
Thursday.
us about it.
And all you got to do is go to one of those two places and they'll give you a badge. They ask you for some information because we're trying to get a feel of which units are coming and being represented.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
And they'll be glad to help you out. There'll be two NCOs that work for me that'll be up in the McAuliffe Square, right in the visitor center on McAuliffe
Downtown.
Square, right by the tank.
Downtown.
And then if you want to come up here, we'll have them here also.
Oh, okay.
Again, this is the monument. We were stopped by Colonel to give us some information on getting badges and getting special treatment here for the 16th. So I'm just gonna take some pictures of the area here before we go inside the museum. They're over here getting ready for the celebration.
That'll work. So he's making one.
Why don't y'all go stand over there in front? Okay.
She's going to show him the Third Army thing.
This is the inside of the monument. You would think that they have Texas on the inside. And there's my pretty wife, Lola. Now I'm gonna get up and see if I can get any of the names up there. Are there any names there, Texans? Oh. Oh, gosh, I almost fell. It's a pretty view here.
It didn't quit. I see the red light, Joe. The red light's still on. The red light is still on.
Well, push the red button.
I did push the red button, but it's still on. The light is still on.
Well,
Huh?
as long as the red goes off.
It's not off. I can't do it. I don't know how.
Well, you just push the button. Okay, I'm on top of the monument now. Wow, should get a great view here. This is all the area where we were in combat. Things have changed a lot. Down there?
Huh?
This is the Meuse River. We crossed this during combat, but this is coming from our hotel going into Namur. Okay, today is December the 14th, and we're going to be touring Namur. That's where we're staying. And we've climbed up to the Citadel, which is a big fortress here. And we're just came up to the entrance. It's a big stiff walk. Not very good pictures from here. I'll have to get up to the top. Well, I'm up here, but it's still too many trees in the way. It's overlooking the Meuse River. And the city's down there at the bottom. I see nothing but branches. I should get a better view somewhere. This might have been some bombing here too.
That could have been.
It's part of the fortress. Well, we reached the top of the Citadel.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking to that thing.
Yeah. I don't know whether we have the nerve to go all the way up to that top. Whatever that is. It's pretty high up. Okay, I finally got the spot where I can take the whole city. We're up on the top of the Citadel. And back in the, where there's no trees in the way, not too many anyway. And this is overlooking the Meuse River and the city of Namur. I'm just going to scan the whole city. It's beautiful up here. And the sun is shining. I think this is the first or second day where we've had sun since we've been here. I don't know how this is doing against the sun. There. That's taking a picture of the sky. Get up to that castle.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take that. Right.
Afraid to lean back.
Okay, Lola, perform for me. Can you do a little dance or anything?
It's a movie picture, so you gotta move.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting our picture taken. Wait, I got to turn my head. All right.
Come on, Ray, get it. Okay. Everybody that big hill. Big, yeah. We made it to the top. Made it to the top of this. Now we're going to slide all the way down.
No, you're gonna stay here. We're gonna get this back.
Now wish we had
We'll get
a
this back.
skateboard. A skateboard would be nice, but okay.
Well, hold it a minute. There. Now I'm learning how to operate this darn thing.
It's about 155 days.
Yeah.
I think it took about 30 minutes.
No.
You can go hold
You're
it.
gonna trip over a chair.
All right.
Watch your chair, watch your chair.
What's the chair?
You're gonna trip. Move to my right. This way.
Okay.
Okay. I hope they come out because if they don't, I will be sick. Yeah. See, his foot's gonna catch him. Yeah, he's gonna watch. He'll go back tonight. Because you guys can get word from his hill, we'll have to go back and
You'll probably never see us again.
just listen for us.
Yeah.
Joe got lost
Oh, that's in Spanish. Ando perdido.
What's that mean?
And I guess, and then it says, yo también. That means me too. Uh-oh. There's another shot from the Citadel. Everything here is so pretty. We're going down now, and we just saw this area here that there's a quaint little town of Kimbo in Belgium. And there's a lot of these small towns that have real nice shops, places to eat. They're fixing up. It's very clean. There they're working on the storefront there. And that's right. We're getting ready to go up to the Tourist Information Center to go to some of the castles. This is one of the castles, one of the old castles that we visited on our, it's a little town called Macy. We had a heck of a time getting here through some old dirt roads and all. And it got laid on us and we had to spend the night. Boy, was it spooky. I was kidding. This is part of the Ardennes. Real neat castle. Goodbye. I'm taking a picture of this lady's working out here. from another angle. Yeah, this is the moat to the castle. It goes all the way around. It's hard to see through these trees. Okay, this is their swimming pool in this old medieval castle. If I take that strap out of the way, you can see better. How about that? Didn't think they had the swimming pools out in those days. Ooh. They're calling the hounds. This is the back side of the castle. We couldn't go inside because it's closed for the winter. But this was a pretty day. This is December the 14th. We came back to Bastogne, and we just went inside the museum. It's fabulous. They showed a movie. It's really an authentic movie of Bastogne, of the battles where we were. And I'm gonna try to get a tape of it later. It was very, very foggy here this morning. Reminded us of when we were here. The people, we met a general from the 101st Airborne, and Congressman Bornham from California was here, and he was an ace during the war, ace pilot. And I had one of the books of Bob Cunningham, The Tumult in the Clouds, and I gave it to him, and he was ecstatic about it. So I made some brownie points with a congressman from California. This is one of the Patton tanks. Okay, Ray and I are driving, finding our old combat areas, and this is the Villeroux, or the first battle that we had that was real tough, defending Bastogne. And he remembers about his gun was stuck here, and tell us about it.
Well, this looks like the place where our battery was, and my gun was bogged down and stuck, and the other three guns went up the road, and Lieutenant Kendall said when you get the gun out, I'll show you. He showed me on the map where we'd be. So well, we couldn't get the gun out. We finally, some tanks came by and they winched us out, but it was too dark to find the rest of the battery, so we waited overnight, and then we got up early in the morning and went up the road towards Senonchamps, and then we found them about a mile up the road.
After this we were retreating. Actually, we had a hard battle here, and then we retreated this, we called it Senonchamps, and that's where we're going right now. This is the entrance to Senonchamps, as we called it. This is one of the toughest battles that I can remember that I had. Our gun placements were right around this area, and this is where we saw where the Germans were coming at us with dressed in white parkas and all, and this is where our lieutenant was killed. This is where I'm sorry. These are the old farmhouses. I didn't know I was going to do this. It was foggy like this. And this is where we had a mortar fire where I pulled my gun out. Never thought we were going to get out. This is further down into the town of Villeroux, which is, everything has changed here. It's all, some of those buildings, of course, didn't exist here, and we weren't into this. We were out in the field trying to stay alive. It's just a little village. It's not even on the map hardly. I'm going in and Are you coming? This is an old church here in the town, and this one has had to be here when we were here. It's an old church.
I gotta get my camera.
Oh, this brings back a lot of memories. Here's Audrey coming from the church. Oh, there's a cave in here. Probably an old bomb shelter.
Like they could have gone in here. Yeah.
This is more of the same little town of Senonchamps. 50 years ago, it's changed. I was kind of looking for some of the old buildings. Like this back here is more like.
barn.
Mhm. This is a lady that was here that was asking me, you know, that, and I thought you'd take a picture. She just wanted to know what we were doing here, and I told her we were here during the war. This looked like, well, I was getting out of the car to take a shot of this old farmhouse.
Okay.
Because this looked like the farmhouse that where we were, but these dogs came after us, so I had to get back in the car.
No.
It doesn't look like it do much damage, or little dogs, but didn't want to take a chance. But this farmhouse is something like the one that we were in, where the 101st Airborne, and you know, where we would go in and have some French fries once in a while. And that's it. We're back into Bastogne now.
That was the toughest battle that Arc de Triomphe. We had two men, one of whom got the National Medal of Honor. We went on the highest award for
This guy that's interviewing us for Stars and Stripes. I want to take his picture. I was taking. There's a patent monument. We've been walking down the street. Hold that here. Mayor's and I had been just getting interviewed from the Stars and Stripes, and then this other fellow from, I don't know what, TV station or something that we were in. And here's a man from Stars and Stripes. He's following us around. Well, this is the day. This is December the 16th, when they're going to have the big celebration. We just came up on the bus up to the monument, which is where they're going to have it all. And I just want to take a little bit of it. The buses are coming in. Soldiers are getting ready. We're part of the VIP group, so we're getting ready to go in and have coffee and that wait for the celebration to begin. It is only 9:30. It's going to start at 11. It's all right. Go right ahead. They didn't have, they're supposed to reenact everything, and it started snowing this morning. I thought, gosh, they didn't have to go this far. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We're getting ready to start the ceremony. And this is all the people that are coming in. All of these are veterans. To the seats. We're up in the VIP seats now, overlooking the monument.
Too bad.
It could be worse.
Right.
You can put that blanket over.
group of veterans assembled before you represent the 101st Airborne Division Association. Representing the 101st is Mr. Dennis Parsons, the President, and Mr. Ivan Worrell, the Executive Secretary.
Le groupe d'anciens combattants rassemblés devant vous représente l'organisme suivant. Monsieur Dennis Parsons, Président, et Monsieur Ian Worrell, Executive Secretary de 101e Division Aéroportée.
The soldiers standing before you are active duty soldiers assigned to the 41st Field Artillery Brigade, Babenhausen, Germany, and the 101st Airborne Division from Fort Campbell, Kentucky. So that you made so many contributions to peace and freedom over the last 50 years.
You know, I became nervous because I thought...
We ask that you be seated by 10:45 in preparation for the arrival of the official party. The actual ceremony will begin at 11 o'clock. Today's distinguished speaker will be the United States Ambassador to the United Nations, the Honorable Madeleine Albright.
Mesdames et messieurs, nous vous souhaitons de nouveau la bienvenue sur le site commémoratif américain du 50e anniversaire de la bataille des Ardennes. Cette cérémonie va rendre honneur aux anciens combattants présents et à ceux qui firent le sacrifice suprême pour libérer l'Europe. Rendons aussi hommage à tous ceux qui ont...
The salute battery from the 41st Field Artillery Brigade and
la batterie de canon de 41.
But no, he's not driver. He's the but the driver is the right with us. And has the mana. Le temps, oui. Le temps. Et dans le livre,
ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Mesdames et messieurs, et bonsoir.
Don't stand up until they stand. ceremonies are about to begin.
That's all the battle screens. Campaign screens, starting with the Revolution.
Madame Albright et Monsieur Blinken.
King and Queen coming up. King and Queen of Belgium. To get the ceremony started. Yes, my wife.
Ils avaient gagné. C'est pourquoi cette très dure et sanglante bataille est appelée la bataille des Ardennes. Nous sommes réunis ici aujourd'hui pour rendre hommage aux soldats et aux aviateurs qui ont participé.
Ceremony, please rise for the invocations to be delivered by Georges Galland, doyen de Bastogne, and Father Hugh Murphy. Please remain standing for the laying of the memorial wreath, taps, and a 21-gun howitzer salute to honor our veterans.
Pour commencer la cérémonie, veuillez vous lever pour l'invocation qui sera prononcée par Georges Galland, doyen de Bastogne, et le père Hugh Murphy. Veuillez rester debout pour le dépôt des gerbes, la sonnerie aux morts et la salle.
May the grace and peace of God, our Creator and Father of us all, be with you this day. It is my priestly privilege to welcome the veterans of the Battle of the Bulge on this 50th anniversary of the devastating assault upon Bastogne. A God-given grace is ours to be here today to commemorate that awesome experience. To be sure, victory was ours, but what a horrendous price was paid. We are survivors. The Belgians would say liberators. A half-century ago, with great pride, we veterans served our country. Now as survivors, with resolute solidarity on this never-to-be duplicated occasion in our lifetime, it is in gratitude to the memory of those who made the supreme sacrifice that we silently reaffirm the military's most honored concept: they have not died in vain. Lord, may those who rest in honored glory repose in the peace and joy of heaven's light. This unique memorial, the Madeleine, is a symbol of peace. Wars are the plague of history. Failure to search for and to achieve peace might serve to validate war as something to be glorified. Never, never. Reason dictates otherwise. On my part, to serve the people of God is a singular blessing, and to have served my country with you, my comrades in arms, was effected with the greatest respect and admiration. I humbly pray this special day that our Heavenly Father's choicest blessings descend upon us all and remain forever. Amen.
States Ambassador to the United Nations, assisted by veterans of the Battle of the Bulge, will place wreaths near the memorial in honor of those who served and those who made the supreme sacrifice in the defense of freedom during the Battle of the Bulge.
Mesdames et Messieurs, maintenant le roi de Belge et la représentante des États-Unis à l'ONU accompagnés par des vétérans de la bataille des Ardennes, vont déposer des gerbes au pied du monument en l'honneur de ceux qui ont contribué par le sacrifice de leur vie à la défense de la liberté pendant la bataille des Ardennes.
That's the king and queen of Belgium going up to it. I can hear plane taps. That was not the king and queen, that was the ambassador. Those are cannons. That's where they're firing from. Filming over here, it's this building. Kind of makes you want to hit the dirt. Through this cat's head.
Minister Pinkston, Ambassador Albright, Ambassador Blinken, Mayor Luchin, Your Excellencies, citizens of Bastogne, and veterans of the Battle of the Bulge, bonjour and good morning. I'm deeply honored to participate in this commemorative ceremony which recalls the valor, the sacrifices,
and the gallantry of the liberators of Belgium and Europe. At the outset, may I recognize His Majesty King Albert. Your presence here today, Your Majesty, is a clear indication of the strong bonds between Belgium and the United States and Belgium and the Atlantic Alliance. Your recent visit to SHAPE and your discussions with the troops also affirm your deep commitment to the readiness of the force and continued vigilance by the Alliance. We indeed are proud to be guests in your country, and particularly proud of NATO's new Secretary General, Belgian Willy Klaas. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been asked today to welcome our veterans here and then to introduce the Belgian Minister of Defense. First, to our veterans. Let me say how proud I am to see you here today. It is indeed uplifting for me, and on behalf of all of us serving our country and this alliance, welcome. 50 years ago, these beautiful forests echoed with the sounds of battle. 50 years ago, a fanatic regime made one last fanatical attempt to wrest victory from defeat. 50 years ago, history was once again written in blood in the Ardennes. 3 times in this century, the Ardennes was used as an avenue by aggressors to enslave Europe. Twice, the aggressor was successful, and freedom and democracy were lost. The 3rd time, he failed. And he failed because of you veterans and millions you represent, who at the beginning of your adulthood put your lives on the line for freedom, for democracy, and for human dignity. Early in the Battle of the Bulge on December 22nd, 1944, General Eisenhower, the first Supreme Allied Commander Europe, issued one of the few orders of the day he wrote during the war. He said to each of you, quote, "The enemy may give us the chance to turn his great gamble to his worst defeat. So I call upon every man of all the allies to rise now to new heights of courage, of resolution, and of effort. United in this determination and with unshakable faith in the cause for which we fight, we will, with God's help, go forward to our greatest victory." And from Eisenborn Ledge to St. Vith to Bastogne and tens of other towns and villages, you did indeed rise to new heights of courage. The 99th, the 106th, the 1st Division, the 10th Armored, the 101st, and other units fought in squads, in platoons, sometimes as individuals, but you fought and made the aggressor pay for each yard and each kilometer. You fought in bitter ice-cold weather like today, and you fought and you won. And you said nuts to the aggressor, not only at Bastogne, but at every crossroad, at every bend in the road in the Ardennes. You demonstrated that tanks run on gas, but infantrymen run on guts. And though I am here today as the Supreme Allied Commander and Commander of U.S. forces in Europe, I am most proud to be here today as an infantryman. And from your victory 50 years ago came not just the defeat of a brutal Nazi regime and the liberation of a continent. What you won here with your blood and sacrifices was an opportunity for Europe to develop in peace and prosperity. The Allied Brotherhood forged on these battlefields 50 years ago has kept the peace in Europe and brought about the tearing down of the Berlin Wall and Iron Curtain and the defeat of communism. Millions of American GIs followed you to keep the peace you had won. We still are here today, representing America's commitment and resolve to prevent war and to preserve the peace. We remember Santana's warning. Those who can't remember the past are condemned to repeat it. So let us learn from the past, but not live in the past. Great challenges and opportunities await us. NATO's and America's mission did not end with the collapse of a wall 5 years ago. That event was just the beginning of one phase, ending of one phase, and the beginning of another. And to use an old infantryman's term, we have not yet consolidated on the objective. And we need to consolidate the gains for democracy for the rest of Europe, and we are doing so in the new NATO. And we do so on the rock-solid foundation of what you accomplished here in the Ardennes 50 years ago. We will be worthy of your sacrifices. The scars you bear and your buddies who fell here did not die in vain. We will not forget you, and we will not fail you. You have given Europe 50 Christmases in peace. God bless each of you, and Merry Christmas.
Minister of Defense in Belgium, Monsieur Princeton, coming up to the podium. The reason it's shaking, it's so cold in here, it trembles a while, so I can keep the camera still.
Sire, Madame la représentante spéciale, mes chers collègues, messieurs les ambassadeurs, messieurs les généraux, messieurs les anciens combattants, mesdames et messieurs, nous voici rassemblés à Bastogne, au pied du Mardasson, pour commémorer the friendship between the American and the Belgian people. Dear American friends, on behalf of the citizens of Bastogne, on behalf of all my fellow countrymen, and on behalf of the Belgian government, I would like to say once more how very much we still appreciate the efforts you made 50 years ago to liberate Belgium. You have been instrumental in restoring peace and freedom in our country. Your courage has set an example and has sent an everlasting message holding a promise of a better future to the young people everywhere on the earth. We will never forget what you have done for us.
Your Majesty, distinguished guests, fellow veterans, ladies and gentlemen, it's very meaningful to return to the towns where we fought 50 years ago and to see those towns restored and the people in them happily preparing for Christmas in peace and freedom. It gives meaning to what we did here and makes it all worthwhile. Speaking for the veterans, I give our thanks to all the people in our country who conceived, planned, and executed the events around the world commemorating World War II. You have given real meaning to the phrase, "A grateful nation remembers." We're particularly grateful for this fine ceremony today, in spite of the fact that God is telling us that He still controls the weather.
God still controls the weather.
We also salute the people of the countries where we fought for your assistance and determination during the war and for your friendship and your gratitude ever since.
Do not let that minute come
The people of Bastogne are difficult. During the war, you shared your food. You gave us your bed sheets for camouflage. You nursed our wounded, and you shared our hardships. This monument is a symbol of your feelings, as is the nearby Forest of Peace. This is a remarkable living monument of trees planted to our fallen soldiers, and planted in such a way that as seen from above, they portray a mother holding a baby in her arms. We are gathered here today to recall and to honor our friends, the brave men and women, living and dead, who gave their lives and won this grim battle, and through that, won the final victory and peace. We're here to remember their determination, their courage, even in the face of surprise, heavy odds, and the bitterest winter in the Ardennes in 50 years. We are also here to remind ourselves that freedom is not free, and neither is it permanently won. But it is so precious as to be worthy of our best efforts, our constant vigilance, and even such sacrifices as took place in the great battle that began at dawn 50 years ago this morning. And finally, it seems right to join our private prayers and thanks to God for helping us in this battle, and a plea to Him that our country may always be
Having a lot of trouble with the
united
sound.
and is dedicated to
The wind
justice
is blowing so hard.
as it was in World War II.
It's in general. And they didn't announce it. So I don't know what his name is. They didn't announce his name, right? But he's speaking on behalf of the veterans. He's a general that was in combat here.
To introduce the senior representative of the United States, our ambassador to the United Nations, the Honorable Madeleine Albright.
This is the ambassador to the United Nations, our representative in the United States, Madeleine Albright, coming up to the podium.
Your Majesty, ministers, our own ambassadors, Blinken and Eisenstadt, Secretary of the Army West, Excellencies, Mr. Mayors, citoyens de Bastogne, and above all, veterans of the Battle of the Bulge. Good morning. On behalf of all Americans, I am honored to convey to you the greetings and best wishes of the President of the United States. It is a privilege to participate in this day of proud memory and shared resolve. I begin with a word of personal gratitude, for when Hitler invaded my home, Czechoslovakia, my family sought and found refuge in England. Europe was our world, and the war a battle for its survival. When we were not in the bomb shelter, we were glued to the radio. We wondered whether we would ever be able to return to our homes. Through the darkness, we were sustained by the inspiring words of Roosevelt and Churchill, and by the courage of Allied soldiers and resistance fighters. I was just a little girl, but in my heart, even then, I developed an abiding respect for those willing to fight for freedom, and I fell in love with Americans in uniform. For the people of Belgium and Luxembourg and elsewhere in occupied Europe, this was a time of suffering, constant sorrow, and quiet heroism. Between the Blitzkrieg and Normandy, 5 long years elapsed. Then the struggle for Europe and for mankind's soul was finally and fully joined. 50 years ago, Hitler launched his last offensive, striking where the lines were weakest, gambling on surprise, hoping poor weather would hamper the response. Under the delusion that a victory would sever an unseverable Western alliance, the Nazis drove forward at terrible cost through the forests and fields of the Ardennes. Here, the American army faced and met its sternest test. Here, men marched and artillery roared through the fog, mud, and night. U.S. forces, undermanned, under-equipped, fought back with help from the British and the brave people of the Ardennes. For here, the world watched again as ordinary soldiers, not grand strategies or sophisticated weapons, determined the outcome of a war. 24 German divisions assaulted. They were opposed fiercely by each and every one of the units whose colors are honored here today. Opposed by the 5th Corps at Elsenborn Ridge, the 7th Armored Division at St. Vith, the damned engineers of the 291st at the bridge over the Somme, and the 30th Infantry Division at Stoumont. Despite bitter weather and relentless attack, the Americans would not yield. Finally, the 101st Airborne Division and elements of the 9th and 10th Armored Divisions were encircled here at Bastogne. This is when and where the tide of battle turned. Asked to surrender, General McAuliffe said in one word what the world had been waiting to tell Hitler for years: nuts. The German commander asked, should this be interpreted as a positive or a negative response? The answer, negative, and it means go to hell. When the clearing of the skies on December 23rd came parachute supplies to beleaguered Bastogne and air attacks on German armor. But the battle raged on until Patton's 4th Armored Division broke the encirclement. Then the German attack stalled and retreat began. Although the war did not end here, the battle for Europe was truly won here, for the backbone of the Nazi military was broken, and the Allied victory became only a matter of time. Later today, this historic event will be celebrated with parades and pageantry. But for the veterans of the Battle of the Ardennes, and for the Belgians who survived the war, spectacle will only reinforce private reflection, quiet pride, silent grief. None among us can recapture youth. None can reclaim those who were taken from us too young. 76,000 Americans were killed, captured, or imprisoned during the battles waged here. The number of civilians killed is not known. If anniversaries are a time for recollection, they also are a time for rededication. You, the veterans of this conflict, may have felt you were fighting only for yourselves, for your buddies, for your unit, for your family. When the scourge of war is visited upon us, it is not countries that fight, it is people. The emotions of conflict are intensely personal, but your skills, courage, and sacrifice were enriched and ennobled by the cause for which you fought. Let us never forget why this war began, how this war was won, and what this war was about. Let us never forget the lessons of this battle and this war. Weakness, in the face of aggression, and evil invites more of both. The forces of freedom must remain strong and resolute. Victory depends not on the exertions of any single nation, however great, but on the will of proud-hearted peoples everywhere to ally themselves in defense of liberty. History did not end here in these fabled woods. It did not end with the Nazi surrender or with the fall of the Berlin Wall. Each generation is tested, each must choose resistance or appeasement, tolerance or intolerance, the rule of law or no law at all. The veterans of the Ardennes and their compatriots from Iwo Jima to Incheon to the Persian Gulf have bequeathed to us a legacy of principle backed by power. The guns here have long since fallen silent. Germany and Italy have become our allies. Now, even the elusive dream of an integrated and fully democratic Europe is within our grasp. From those who fought here, living or dead, the torch of liberty has passed to our hands. Together, we must nurture and sustain it. Fascism must never again arise. Nationalism must receive its outlet in the celebration of culture and accomplishment, not aggression or persecution towards others. We know that freedom still has its enemies on this continent and elsewhere. But as I look around here today, I know that it has vigorous and determined friends. And make no mistake, the alliance between Europe and America that was forged 50 years ago remains strong. Like the friendship between the United States and Belgium, it will endure, it will flourish. Let us then, in the spirit of this occasion, affirm that although there is no glory inherent in war itself, there is dignity without measure in the memories we share here, the sacrifices we recall here, the prayers we offer here, and the principles fought and died for here. May our veterans be forever honored, for we can never fully thank them. May our honored dead rest in peace, for we will never forget them. And may we all prove worthy of freedom, which in their name and with God's help we now hold in sacred and solemn trust. Thank you. Sa dernière offensive.
Standing for the playing of the anthems of the United States and Belgian national anthem.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous lever pour la bénédiction de l'aumônier militaire du 5e corps d'artillerie, le lieutenant-colonel Airborne. À la fin de cette bénédiction, veuillez rester debout pour les hymnes nationaux des États-Unis et de la Belgique.
Let us pray. Almighty God and merciful Father, we give you thanks for these privileged moments that have allowed us to remember and to honor those soldiers who 50 years ago in this very region faced death, danger, cold, fear, and violence to fight evil and oppression in the defense of freedom. May their sacrificial and noble efforts always inspire us to steadfastly continue to pursue the world peace. Even as you were present with our soldiers in and through the hell of Battle Bend, we boldly ask that your mighty healing presence, love and strengthening spirit be ever with them now to bless them. Et aussi que Dieu bénisse nos grandes nations et nous donne la paix.
red star-spangled banner yet wave. All the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in place as the King of the Belgians departs.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez rester à vos places pendant que le roi de Belgique se retire.
There's a big dining room here where we can go check the stuff out. The dinner for the veterans in riotous years, done by the Belgians. Look at some flowers.
Mr. Mayor, President Colonial, Governors, Your Excellencies, Secretary West. I'm not here to make a speech, I'm here to make two presentations. But before I make one presentation, I need every veteran, every U.S. veteran in this room to raise their hand. Would every U.S. veteran in this room raise their hand? Okay, you can put your hands down. And just as importantly, the government of Belgium honors you. Each and every veteran who is here is about to receive this diploma signed by the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Belgium, and let me read it to you. Belgium remembers. The people of Belgium pay tribute to all those who took part in the liberation of the country in 1944-1945. We remember with deep sorrow those who died and those who were wounded. We are indebted to their bravery. Out of their sacrifice comes our freedom. To the gallant veterans who will take part in the 1994-1995 commemoration, we say, welcome back, thank you, we shall never forget, and it is signed by the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Belgium, and we will be giving these to you, and I congratulate each and every one of you. This is just a wonderful, wonderful occasion today. And there is a Belgian who we want to remember and honor today. A very special person. Everyone in this country has had something to do in one way or another with this marvelous occasion today. We were honored to have His Majesty. The mayor has worked tirelessly for months on this. The President of Wallonia has joined us today. Governors, ambassadors, so many people, and of course, our own military has done such a spectacular job today in the arrangements and the preparation. I think we should give all of those people a hand right now.
Don't use all of it.
A special souvenir.
Thank you.
This is a presentation that they gave to all the veterans. Some of these are Belgian friends over here. These are friends at our table. They're from Florida. Anyway, everybody's so friendly here. And I just thought I'd take a film of them. He's from Georgia. And our friend here from Dallas has stepped out of for a minute. I'll give him the mayor of Bastogne presented this to us.
The medal and the souvenir.
The souvenir in this middle. I can get close enough to read what it says. This is going to be the presentation of the wreaths at General Patton. And right now we're waiting for the ceremony to begin.
Parade.
This is Patton's. They're going to present or lay a wreath at Patton's memorial here. Patton is their hero.
All right.
In Luxembourg, where he's buried, that's where he was killed. And every year on this anniversary, they tell me the Belgian people just come out and lay beautiful wreaths and all at his grave.
I hope not. I hope.
I know I am. We just came through a parade and we were going with the kids they were walking with us in my hand, and there's Lola's partner with her. We're going up to General McAuliffe Square. They're going to lay a wreath on them. But this was great, going into this parade with his kids, that they were so good. They just think the Americans are great. These are my kids over here. These are the ones that I was walking with, which are great. This is the reception after the parade. It's a big hall here. I'm running out of battery, so this is going to be probably the end of it. Ray and Audrey waiting on the parade. We're in this reception area waiting. In here that unbelievable. There's generals and majors and colonels of the lower grade. The people here have been wonderful. They're just, you just can't believe it. You know, how grateful they are to the GIs that were here. It just goes on and on. We're just waiting here for tonight. We're supposed to reenact the Battle of Bastogne. The weather is so bad, I hope that we can get part of it anyway.
La bataille de Bastogne sera reconstituée en 5 phases. 18 au 20 décembre, la course contre la montre. À partir de 16h, le 18 décembre, le Combat Command B de la 10e Armored Division, une division blindée, arrive, venant du Grand-Duché de Luxembourg. L'unité est aussitôt scindée en 3 teams blindés, envoyés dans les directions dangereuses. Le team Chéri, vers l'est, à Longvilly. Le team de Audrey, vers le nord-est, à Noville. Le team Jara, vers le sud-est, à Warden. Se rassemble à l'ouest de Bastogne, dans la région de Mende-Saint-Étienne et Flamizoul. Des bataillons de para sont envoyés immédiatement sur la trace des 3 teams blindés. Attention, restez derrière les barrières nadar. Une colonne blindée va passer.
The Battle of Bastogne began with a race against the clock to take Bastogne, from the 18th to the 20th of December. We are going to simulate the arrival of the first American reinforcements on the 18th of December, just after 4 p.m. It was in fact Combat Command B of the 10th Armored Division. The 101st Airborne Division arrived the following night. Be careful. 6 armored vehicles are now going to pass. Please stay behind the barriers.
Le 19 décembre, les combats commencent. Vers l'est, à Magerey, la Panzerlehr Division coupe le team Chéri de ses arrières. Vers 7 ou 8 heures, elle tente de
TV. Infantry going, you can hear.
Deuxième phase, du 21 au 25 décembre, l'encerclement rapproché. La 2e Panzer Division et la Panzerlehr Division poursuivent leur progression vers la Meuse. La 26e Volksgrenadier Division, augmentée d'un régiment de la Panzerlehr, restée sur place et chargée d'encercler et de réduire Bastogne. Du 21 au 23 décembre, la redoutable tenaille se referme lentement à l'ouest de la ville. Écoutez-la.
The second phase was the close encirclement of Bastogne from the 21st to the 25th of December. On the 23rd of December, the German pincers were tightening up west of the town. Listen to the fighting.
Do the best I can. This is December the 17th. We're back on the way to Bastogne again because it was so late. We didn't get to go into the museum again, the gift shop and so forth. So we're going to take another run at it this morning. Oh, the window's dirty. To give you an idea of the fog, I was going to take some countryside, but the fog is so thick here that it's about like it was when we were here in combat in 1944. We're going in closer to Bastogne right now, and it seems like the fog gets thicker. Oops. Oh, it's thick. Farmhouse. We're in downtown Bastogne now, and we're on the way to the museum and the monument. Here's McAuliffe Square there again. There's all the flowers that they put on there yesterday. This was one of the where they interviewed soldiers and all. That's where Ray and I had an interview by Stars and Stripes, and then some other guys from the service.
Was it the service?
But no CNN. I'm in the car right now.
There's a sausage shop.
Huh?
Pendleton's and a sausage shop right next to it. Here's your Leo.
These guys still got down their kilts?
I couldn't say
I'm going to take this Bonnie and Clyde. You don't want to go into that store because you get robbed. This is Bonnie and Clyde store. There's American flags.
There's
This is
there's the flag. There's the flag up there with a piece, Joe.
With the
thank you.
Mhm.
Joe.
Yeah.
Up above. The thank you, the
Where? Oh yes. There's that thank you with the
peace, dove.
with a peace sign with a dove and thank you and under here. This is the Notre Dame Institute. It's a college or something. This is where we had the parade yesterday. It was really something. There were people lined up all over the streets and clapping and saying thank you. We were walking with the kids down here on the parade, and it was just wonderful. You just can't imagine the feeling that we got because of
That's where we were.
the people just.
And we were there.
It's nothing like it.
Yep. Now look, they got stands out here now.
They just treated us like big heroes.
Oh, this is a weekend, I guess.
And
This
it
market
was-
day, huh? Darn.
Also, they had the reenactment here, but the weather was terrible. And then I ran out of battery.
Aren't those cute arrangements on the
Couldn't
window?
take any more.
Yes. Isn't that cute?
Yes.
What's
We're seeing here, with the pine cones. And
Oh.
See, with the lights, I mean, they're standing up. I guess those are.
This Bastogne is so different now, of course. 50 years later, they have rebuilt it, and they're very proud. But they said the Americans would always be their heroes. From the first grade on up, they teach them about how the Americans saved the town and all.
Kids look at you like you're saying. That was the one they were.
There's a bakery right there. They have great pastries here.
Sure did. Wonder what that's called. No
And the
telling.
shops here, it's unbelievable how nice they are. You know, for a small town, supposedly.
We turn
there's
left
a
here on. You read
big
this
shop there.
Or do something.
Ray's speeding up here,
Oh,
so.
yeah, we do right. Into right.
Oops. Well, this is up at the Historical Center, the museum, and the monument again, and it's so foggy that you can't see anything hardly. It's just where we were yesterday, so all we did was come up here to go to the museum, and we're getting ready to go back to Liège and then to Brussels.
We're starting the war all over again. Now, where they get, I guess they had a lot of these things over.
Here's like a convoy going into the museum. I think that's from must be from the show.
Oh, look at this thing. Oh, for heaven's sake, look at that.
These are the ones that were in the war last night.
Yeah, that was like the armored car that.
Yeah.
I know it's telling the guys about. You couldn't do this in wartime, they wouldn't.
Yeah. Look at that.
This is like passing in review
Here
here.
comes another one.
fog a little bit, and this over here, I know this windshield is dirty, but I mean this window, but these are the Ardennes. We came through here. This was where some of our combat time was. I mean, not exactly the same area, but it was like this. They're so thick. This goes on for miles. The Belgian called it instead of Battle of the Bulge, the Battle of the Ardennes.
Houses around where you get out west in our country, stretches where
It's on the way to Liège. There's real fog and it just opened up. This is the American military cemetery. And this is the entrance to it. This is a Henri-Chapelle cemetery. There's a lot of the soldiers that were killed in Bastogne, most of them here. And at the dinner that we had honoring the veterans, there was a lady there that her husband was killed and tortured by the Germans, and he's buried here. We told her that if we were around the area, we would stop and visit his grave. His name was Joseph E. Quito. He was a corporal in the 803 Tank Battalion.
Beautiful crosses, aren't they?
Well, we found it. We found the man that we were looking for after walking all the way through the cemetery, but it's one that has a wreath on it. Okay. It's amazing. It's not too hard to find the names. They're in alphabetical order, except like my friends that were killed here. You know, they probably took them all back to the States. These are all Americans that were killed defending Liège. Okay, here's a memorial of the state of Texas that I managed to find the names. We're way up on a hill on this cemetery, and this is just overlooking down the countryside. I'm gonna take a picture. Church. The sun is shining, but it's below zero. We're close to that. There's our Mercedes. Well, we were in Brussels, and there's a Holiday Inn where we stayed. We're getting ready to go into the town. This is the 19th of December. That's just the lobby part. Going up downtown. Just getting ready for Christmas here. And I just went by this where they have packages there and decorating on the building. This would be a pretty nice job with all the lights. I'm going to try to come back at night and get some of this. We're on our way to the Grand Plaza, but we're walking. Supposed to be a lot of neat stuff up there. And there goes Lola and Ray, and trying to walk and hold the camera kind of hard. They have these little sidewalk cafes. We're early. They don't get going here till probably about noon because it's on a Sunday. This is the capital, I think. Oh, Palace of Justice. It's like they're doing some repair work up there at the dome. Still telephone wires are in the way there, but that's a monument of Bulge or something. It's a cathedral here. I was wanting to take. Beautiful cathedral. This is a square here.
What happens?
This is called a Sablon here. And they've got this little, this is an antique place where they have real good stuff in the antique shops, but these were the sidewalk things that they had along. I guess these things are supposed to be cheaper. And they've got art collections. This is like a Belgian flea market here. Except it's a little bit higher class than ours. We just passed a lot of paintings back. Don't want to go back. We just came from out of the Sablon where they have all the antique shops and all. And now we're going on our way to that part of the Sablon. And that was just a real pretty church. That, of course, they got them all over. And I saw that I take a little film.
Next Wall Street.
Now we're going up that way to the Sablon. On the other side. Oh yeah, there's more of it over here anyway. And it's something. It's this is an old guard post, I think, or something where they protected the town, and it's right in between the buildings there. And I thought that was neat. This is just straight up the street like this, going out to the. Ray told me to take a picture of this. So. I had to take this. It's this Hotel Amigo over on the other end of it. Well, this is the Grand Plaza. This is it. And this is a museum. And this is where we were coming from.
I guess it's interesting, don't you think?
Wow.
Come this way, Joe.
Gotta get you in somewhere. Well, there's Ray up there taking a. Well, here's another angle. One of these days I'm gonna learn how to be a photographer, a photographer, movie maker, or whatever. This is Brussels. Listen, the people here started Christmas late. They're even just now, here it is December the 19th, and they're just now setting up all their Christmas stuff. So, that goes to show you how much we rush the season. There's Audrey inside
Wait,
of
I can't. I get. Wait.
inside of a
I have
candy
to get
shop.
the.
I know we're Lola. There goes Lemon going up to the lace shop. Oh, it's beautiful. Lace, well, shops of everywhere. This is one of lace. I take your picture.
Oh, I see. Not us. Je ne crois pas que ce sera très très utile. Pas de...
Victor Hugo lived in this house in 1852, which is way there. Now Lola and Audrey just went into this other shop. Oh, this is right in the middle of the square. It's a stable. Our Lord Jesus. The nativity scene. Some real live animals there. Oh, this is neat. The sun's shining, but it's cold.
Que Dieu Tout-Puissant nous fasse miséricorde, qu'il nous pardonne nos péchés et nous conduise à la vie éternelle. Prions ensemble le Seigneur. Seigneur notre Père, que ta grâce répande dans nos cœurs. Par le message de l'ange, tu nous as fait connaître l'incarnation de ton Fils bien-aimé. Conduis-nous par sa passion et par sa mort jusqu'à la gloire. Prenons le temps de l'exécuter et pour préparer notre réponse que nous donnerons dans cette dernière semaine de l'Avent à la rencontre dans l'Assemblée à venir colorier le beau dessin de la visitation et nous recevrons une très belle image qui est le...
There's more of the same. Shops everywhere. This is Italian part. Think of this pastry shops. Look at the fish. It's a restaurant. There's the restaurant where we eat in Belgium. We're way up at the top. Very, very good food. And people bring their dogs everywhere. Just wanted to show you. Here's one of them. We just heard that rock and roll band is out here on the square. And it's misty and raining. We're going back to the hotel now. But I'll take a last shot here. Well, I was leaving, but I heard that George might want to hear this. Going back home. This is where we're checking in. Look at this line. There's Lola waiting on me. Guess what? We're waiting on Audrey and Lola. We're at the airport and they found all these neat shops. So thought Debbie might like to see what these shops look like. And there's Ray waiting. Would have probably been better shopping here than it was downtown.
Le passage